Alrighty everyone, so what's so great about Dave Filoni recently is that he's been teasing a lot of things that have been happening with The Mandalorian Season 3, what fans can expect for the future of some characters like Grogu, djarin, Luke, Ahsoka, and more, and also what their overall vision really is for this massive universe that they are pretty much building slowly but surely and really taking it step by step. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, given that Dave Filoni has been teasing a lot of things related to Grogu as of late, we also know that he's been really kind of giving and providing a lot of hints for what they have planned, including himself and Jon Favreau, for Grogu's future, his true identity, which we're going to be tapping into that in just a second, and what other aspects of Grogu will be used in The Mandalorian Season 4 to set up a potential Season 5, Season 6, and maybe even beyond all of that. Now, we already know that everything related to Grogu is a mystery. We really don't know all that much about the character, other than the fact that, yes, he was saved by somebody during Order 66, and the Empire, or the remnants of the Empire, want his blood for a specific reason. Now, if you connect the dots, Favreau did say that Mando 4 is going to have a lot of secrets about cloning and stuff around those lines and how it's going to benefit the Empire. So there could be a little link there for all we know, but let's tap into what Dave Filoni had to say about Grogu's identity and exactly their identity plan for Grogu in Mandalorian Season 4 and other Star Wars installments that are currently in active development as we speak. So with that being said and all, with Disney and Lucasfilm preparing to make some big announcements at Celebration, recently Jon and Dave have been revealing multiple plans of theirs surrounding their roadmap of Star Wars, showing that they are about to be released. Dave Filoni was able to eventually reveal his big plan for Grogu's identity with everyone and what fans can expect. Now, Filoni went on to state the following to the entire community. One thing I will say is that Grogu is going to talk sooner rather than later, but what we are even more excited about is Grogu's identity and how it's going to be presented to the fandom. Our plan right now between myself and Dave and Jon, I should say, is to reveal his true identity by Season 4 and Season 5 potentially, that we have been brainstorming as we speak. We are looking at ways to unveil his real name and why the Empire wants his blood. Now let me just stop right here for 1 second. So Dave Filoni confirming that him and Jon are brainstorming ideas already for a Mandalorian Season 5 just goes to show you that they are very confident that Mando 4 is going to be truly successful, that it's going to really up its game, it's going to really be a game changer, whatever it may be, they believe it's going to be massively successful. And that's a good thing. That's what you want, right? You want a very well-established Star Wars show. Now, that brings us to the next big scenario. Exactly what Filoni had to tease about Grogu's identity may actually give us a couple of clues as to exactly where this is all heading. Now, based on the storyboards and the concept art that we talked about for Mando 4, they already had Grogu listed as Yoral Minch, alright, so Y-O-R-A-L, and that was actually a treatment provided by Jon Favreau for Mando 4, where you have Yoral Minch standing next to Luke and Ahsoka in front of an abandoned Jedi temple that is looking to be very ancient. Now that actually does raise a lot of questions. Is Yoral Minch the finalized version of Grogu's real name, or are they actually going through different names that they are looking to finalize? Is all up in the air right now. But Dave Filoni on the other end of the spectrum here goes on to actually tease more about his plans for Grogu's identity and exactly what it's really going to benefit for when it comes to the Mandoverse at large. Now, one thing is for certain is that they want to make sure that Grogu is going to have a big impact on all the Skywalker Saga movies. And they're finding ways to go about doing that and to make that possible and to really make it well established and easily connected to the fan base, right? And that's really John's specialty, is that he knows how to world build, he knows how to create a story, he knows how to create adventures. And then you got Dave Filoni, who really knows the lore. Not saying that John doesn't, but Dave really, and I mean really, knows the lore through and through. So on to the next thing, alright? He goes on to elaborate. This is connected to unveil, alright? To his identity that we think fans are going to be truly astonished over. Who he turns out to be, that we are trying to execute beautifully to the fan base. So yeah, we are talking about, of course, this every single day, and we are actually taking our time on it every single day, with each season teasing more about who Grogu really is. We have already decided on what his first words will be, and it's going to be connected to his identity. Me and John were discussing this, that his first words should be the first indicator of where he comes from. Believe it or not, Grogu is just a placeholder name that we created, and we are looking at different names for him as a character to be established by Season 4. The revelations that we are building are truly going to impact the Skywalker Saga characters that you love most, and will also alter your perception of Revenge of the Sith when it dwindles down to who Grogu really is. Now, again, what I like about Filoni is that he likes to hype the fan base just as much as Jon Favreau does. He knows that fans are really just invested in their interviews, their teases, and their hints for the fans and the entire community to kind of just get very excited for what's about to come next, whether it's by episode or season by season, or even a show by show, right? There are a lot of great things coming out, and we know that Celebration and D23 are going to be very important events, not just this year, but also next year, to expand and really unveil a large portion of the roadmap throughout the 2020s. So keep in mind that John and Dave are not stopping at Mando Season 4, they are now officially brainstorming a Season 5. And now, some fans may not want them to oversaturate things too much, and I don't think that they will. I think that they know their limits. I think they know where things might get too out of hand, so that's why they're taking their time on each season, right? That's why it took so long to make Mando Season 3. And they're very careful with their stories right now, because they know that any little mistake can very well upset the fandom and create more backlash, and that's the last thing that John and Dave wants right now. So, anyways guys, with that being all put out there, the one thing I do want to actually really, kind of connect with real quick is that Grogu as a character is a very complicated one, because there are multiple questions that have remained unanswered that they are going to basically be answering season by season slowly. But Mando 4 is going to be the big one. The big one where you get to learn exactly who he is, where he comes from, and his first words, as Dave Filoni puts it, will be coming out sooner rather than later. So that's also a big indicator that Grogu may be talking by Mando 4 at the earliest, by 2024 during the holiday season. So guys, yeah, fill me in below in the comments what you guys have to say about all of this in below, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.